Hi friends, good morning. So I just woke up, and before I start my day, I wanted to share with you this Crystalac. So I just got it in the mail. I haven't opened it yet. Well, I didn't just got it. To be honest, I got it the same day that I got the glitter, but I didn't want to open it until I shared the video with you guys. So I was going to do it last night and I fell asleep. Sorry. So the Crystalac, I've just started hearing about it, but it's supposed to be a product that you can use in replace of epoxy. And what they're saying is that it is extremely safe. You don't have to use gloves. You don't have to use a mask. I'll be honest, that makes me a little bit nervous because anything that's a chemical to have liquids form together as a solid has to have some sort of chemical process, and I myself would never do something like that without wearing a mask. So we'll see. So please know that I will not be the one to tell you not to wear a mask and not to wear gloves. And regardless of what they say about this product, I will always wear a mask and I will always wear gloves. So just know that. Okay, so I'm going to put you down here like this. Can you see that? Sorry. My first cup of coffee. All right, so we're going to open this. I hope that this stuff works from the way they say. We'll see. I personally don't think that it will replace epoxy for me, but it may be in addition to. I do know that this is time consuming. You have to do a bunch of thin coats. However, anybody that knows me knows I really like thin coats on my epoxy anyways. I didn't start out that way. I started out using, big, thick coats. But as I went along, I realized thin coats are better. But at the same time, I also realized that you can be too thin. If it's too thin, it's not going to be beautiful and sleek and all of that. So it's like that right amount. And so I'm okay with thin coats, but on one of the videos that I watched to get this beautiful covering that she had, she did 15 of them. Now, it dries in 3 hours. However, I myself am not sitting around my house waiting 3 hours to put another coat on. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm hoping that this is as good as they say. And again, for me, it will probably be in addition to rather than replace of. I know that there are some Facebook groups where people talk about, problems with epoxy. Honestly, personally, 25 years in the emergency department, I've never had anybody come in with an epoxy related injury. Maybe other places have. I've never seen it. I myself have been doing epoxy for a few years and I've never had any problems with it. So I don't want to, I'm not the one to say that you have to replace epoxy by any means. I think it's what makes you happy, what works well with you. I've never had any problems with epoxy. Again, I always wear my PPE. I always wear a mask. I always wear gloves. So, and with my epoxy, I am not cheap with my epoxy. I buy good epoxy made in the USA. And, I know not everybody lives in the USA. I would say you buy a product that's made in your country of origin if you can, because that's why I always talk about epoxy made in the USA because I live in the USA. But your country of origin, it's going to be regulated to your country's standards. And if you don't have standards on epoxy, like what's food grade, then, you know, I would buy it, you know, made in a country that does have, you know, standards on that. The USA does have, you know, high standards on what's considered FDA approved for food grade. So that's why I'm very particular about buying it in the USA, FDA food grade epoxy. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so this is eco-friendly coatings made in the USA. If it's wood, Crystalac has got it covered. So, and I can imagine that this is amazing for wood. Like the pictures on here look amazing, and it looks like they use it for like guitars and stuff. So that's beautiful. It looks beautiful. My only thing is that, you know, putting it on a tumbler, it is, you know, near your mouth. Now, another benefit that I'm hearing to this is it's water soluble. So if it hasn't dried yet, if you mess up your tumbler, you can put it under the water, rinse it off and start over. And if you get on your hands and stuff, you can wash it off with water, which I like that a lot. For epoxy, I use denatured alcohol if I get it on my skin. So I like that. So it says Crystalac benefits: environmentally safe, non-yellowing, self-leveling, scratch-resistant, water-resistant, chemical-resistant, non-toxic, low VOC, low odor, brushable, sprayable, easy to use, and water cleanup. That sounds amazing. So I'm excited to start using this. I hope that it is as amazing as it sounds. So one of the things that I love about this, okay, so this is the Founders. Now, mind you, I bought this myself. I don't know these people. And so when I do a review on this, it will be an absolute honest review. But these are the Founders. But this is something that I like. You see the lady here? She's almost got my name. And you don't see my name very often. Hers is Dorinda. And mine is Lorinda. I have met a few Lorindas in my time. Not many. I've met even more Dorindas. But yeah, so mine is Lorinda, hers is Dorinda. So that makes me like her. She's got to be a good person. Yeah, so anyways, this is the brochure on it. So I'm excited about that. And then they sent it with a receipt. So I got the Crystalac Extreme Polyurethane, non-yellowing and water-based. And it's 8 ounces. And then the Bright Tone, High Solids Polyurethane, 8-ounce gloss. Okay, so, all right, so this is the Extreme Protection. So this is the one that they're saying if you wanted to put glitter on with this, you know how sometimes people like to put the glitter on with their epoxy? This is the one that you would use for that. And the ingredients list is so small. Holy cow, I would never be able to read that. By the time I go to use this, I will have gotten a magnifying glass, looked at the ingredients, and I'll compare it to my regular polyurethane. And I'll let you know, okay? So I use polyurethane when I'm doing like Christmas bulbs to put glitter on the Christmas bulbs, and it works really well. So this is what they're using to put the glitter on. You would, have to let it dry in between. Now, from what I'm reading, if you don't want to use this, if you are going to use another product like Tack It or Mod Podge, whatever, it sounds like you need to let it gas out for 48 hours before you put the bright tone on. So, so as a product dries, any type of the easiest glue, I mean, even Elmer's glue, whatever, as it dries, it does what they call gas out, and that's how it forms to its solid. That's the same thing with our epoxy. That's how it forms to solid. It gases out. So like me, I heat my epoxy because I'm not a chemist. So please know that, if there's some sort of backfire thing to heating your epoxy, I don't know it. I've Googled it everywhere. I had someone tell me that refinished boats a long time ago. It was a long time ago because I dated this person well before my husband, and I've been married to my husband for 10 years. So anyways, he used to refinish boats, and he would heat his epoxy because it made it sit together faster. Oh, the dog just come in. Hello, Chloe. So I heat my epoxy. It gives it a nice finish, but it also makes it go a little faster so I don't have to stir as long. But you can see it gassing out, and it literally, the gas comes up because as a chemical reaction happens, the gas lets out, and that's how things form a solid. So from what I'm understanding, you need to let things gas out for 48 hours before you put the bright tone on it if you're not using the polyurethane. And I think it's because I'm not a chemist. This is just my brain thoughts. But I think because they're both polyurethane based, that chemical reaction together is okay. That's my thought. Because I know even with my regular polyurethane, my husband always tells me that if I'm going to put anything on it, which I usually don't, but there was one time that I wanted to put something over top of the polyurethane, and I remember him telling me to make sure I completely let it gas out, and it's because of, two different chemicals, makeups not working well together. But these are both polyurethane based. Anyways, okay, so this is the bright tone. High solids, top coat, clear gloss. This is what it looks like, 8 ounces. And, I hate when the receipt doesn't say how much you paid for stuff. And I'm sorry, it was a day that, I was online buying a whole bunch of things. This was $22, though. I do remember that. I just don't remember how much the polyurethane was. But I do remember thinking, sorry, my phone rang and kind of messes everything up. But anyway, so this is the bright tone, high solid top coat, clear gloss. So you can use this. You can't put your glitter on with this, but you can use this for your glitter and this for your top coat. And these together, and then once this dries, just like you would let your Mod Podge or anything else dry, then you can use this over top of it. Now, or you can use your regular stuff and you can let it gas out and then use this. So I think what I'll do, now I don't know when the video will come up because it will depend on how long it takes me to do it. But I will do a video of the entire process, and I'll build a cup. I'm going to build 2 cups, okay? And I'll use this on them. So I'll build 1 cup where I put the glitter on with this. and then I'll build one cup where I put the glitter on with tacky glue or Mod Podge, one or the other, and I'll let it gas out for the 48 hours, and then I'll just do the top of it. I'll top it off with this, okay? And we'll see how it looks. And, you know, I don't know how many coats I'm going to have to do, but I'll do enough coats to make it look good. And what I'll do is, as I'm doing it along the way, I'll make sure that I video how it looks after each coat so that you guys can see, and you can know, like, because maybe my idea of how many coats it takes to look beautiful will be different than yours. You might see half the coats and be like, oh, I would be good with that. So, so I'll do each coat, I'll video, okay? So just know the video may take a little bit to get up because, again, you know, it's got to dry and all of that stuff. So I'll do these and we'll see how it goes. Now, the other thing is it says that it's self-leveling, that you don't have to put it on a spinner. I'll probably put it on my spinner just because that's easier for me. And yeah, and we'll see how it goes, and I'll let you guys know. And we'll see. And, you know, I hope that this is as fantastic as I want it to be. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see. Is there anything else in here? Nope, there's not. However, I do like, look, they packaged it really well. So that's impressive. All right. So listen, you guys have a blessed and beautiful day. And I will get started on this. And like I said, when I do the polyurethane, by that point, I will have looked at the ingredients for that polyurethane and my regular polyurethane that I use. And I'll let you know what the differences are. Okay? And I've used polyurethane enough that I feel like I will be able to tell in using it if it feels different. All right, listen, you guys have a blessed and beautiful day. Stay safe. I know a lot of places are starting to open up, but remember, that doesn't mean to let your guard down because everybody's been home. And, you know, now that people are going to be getting out and about, you know, that's where you have that contact. So it doesn't mean that you don't live your life. You have to live life and enjoy, but make sure you wash your hands. And, you know, some places want you to wear a mask. I think a mask is a good idea because it protects you from some of that droplet around. But the biggest thing is keeping distance from strangers. And when you're going into stores, if you open up doors, you know, washing your hands afterwards, you know, just washing things that other people touch until, you know, we really have a handle on all of this. Okay? All right. See you later, friends. Bye.